She said, maybe we need some space. Her voice was calm. Her eyes, unsettlingly steady, too composed for someone claiming heartbreak. Then came the real blow. My parents, they don't think you're right for me. I didn't flinch. Didn't ask if that was truly their opinion, or just her escape route. I looked her in the eye and simply said, all right. No pleading. No questions. No breakdown. And somehow, that rattled her more than any emotional outburst ever could. What she didn't realize was that 3 nights earlier, I'd come across an email. She had left her laptop open. I wasn't prying, just settling our utility bills, the ones I'd been quietly handling while she planned our wedding. The email was from the venue coordinator, asking if she truly wanted to cancel and surrender the deposit. Her reply was chilling in its certainty. Yes. It's over. The email was dated 3 weeks prior. She had already made her choice. But she waited until the payments cleared, the financial pieces settled, then floated the idea of taking a break. But what she really wanted was an exit, neatly tied up, without the guilt. I was expected to be the shattered, blindsided fiancé. She never understood me. We met 3 years ago. She was magnetic, sharp-edged, determined. That intensity drew me in. She used to say she admired how composed I was, how I could be dangerous without ever raising my voice. But people often confuse peace with passivity. We built a life together, or so I thought. The apartment. The savings. The late-night talks about what came next. She chose the location, the flowers, the guests. I quietly made sure we could afford it all. When she introduced me to her parents, it felt more like a business pitch than a family dinner. They smiled too wide. They asked about income brackets, 5-year goals, never once about values or love or what made us us. I told her I felt more like a stock investment than a future son-in-law. She brushed it off. They'll warm up eventually. They didn't. They just waited for her to lose interest. The day after she asked for space, I met with our bank. Just under $37,000 sat in our wedding account. My name was on it. I moved the funds into a private account she didn't know existed, legally, cleanly. Then I closed our joint account and scheduled a lawyer's appointment. The prenup was irrelevant now, but the lease still bound us both. I knew she wouldn't leave unless forced. So over the next week, I set the stage, changed passwords, took back the furniture I had paid for, made digital backups of everything important. When she showed up to talk, the locks were already changed. I slid an envelope under the door, her belongings, and a formal notice, 14 days to vacate or begin paying rent. That night, she called 6 times. The voicemails came in waves, begging, bargaining, raging. I didn't answer. But I knew that alone wasn't enough. So I mailed a handwritten thank you to the venue, apologizing for the canceled ceremony. Said the bride had a sudden change of heart. I copied her parents. Then I posted a photo online. Me, standing on a quiet beach. Caption, sometimes the garbage takes itself out. Bless. No tags, no names, no drama. Just clarity. Enough for the people who needed to know. Her friends saw it. Our mutuals did too. Her parents, the ones who had treated me like a resume, now looked like fools for backing a daughter who played house like a con artist. 3 days later, she showed up at my office in tears. Said it was a panic decision. Said she never truly meant to end things. That she just needed time. I let her speak. Then I slid my phone across the table. Opened the email she forgot to delete. Watched her eyes scan the screen. Watched her crumble. I didn't say a word. Just stood up. And walked away. Revenge isn't fire. It's not slamming doors or screaming matches. It's cold. Precise. Methodical. She thought I'd break down. That I'd fight to hold on. That she could rewrite the script. Instead, I handed her silence, and the invoice. Friends asked why I never warned them. Why I stayed quiet. Because explosions are noisy. But implosions, they collapse everything from within. Silent, total. Later, I found out she had already started seeing someone else. Not public yet, but enough for whispers. The wedding was just an inconvenience at that point. Her new guy worked with her father. Of course he did. Perfect pedigree. Approved surname. An upgrade on paper. But what they really got? A man who knows he was never her first choice. A man who will always wonder if she'll fake it again, for someone better.
Do I miss her? No.
I miss the version of her I thought was real. And the version of myself she tried to walk away from. That man doesn't exist anymore. What remains now is sharper, colder, clearer. She thought she ended something. But I had already left. She handed me freedom and called it heartbreak. I gave her a goodbye she'll never recover from. So no, I wasn't good enough for her parents. They were absolutely right.